The mind-blowing size of the universe is one of the scientific realities that the new James Webb Space Telescope is bringing to light. Astronomers have just spotted a giant object hiding in the universe while studying a black hole with the space-based telescope. Lurking in the cosmic backyard, this giant object lies around 3 billion light-years away from us and is the most mysterious of its kind. What massive object did the JWST discover? How big is it? What are the consequences of the size? Join us as we go into how the James Webb Sapce Telescope just spotted an enormous object 100 times the size of the Milky Way galaxy, among other things. One of the widest fields in human history is astronomy. Humans continue to be amazed by what we see in space, generation upon generation. There is no doubt that the introduction of instruments such as the powerful James Webb Space Telescope will result in greater scientific achievements in space, meaning that the telescope's $10 billion development costs and design complexity are totally justified. Scientists and the general public continue to be astounded by the size of objects in space. Scientists have discovered the largest known galaxy ever. The new discovery is located around 3 billion light-years away. The galaxy, known as Alcyonius, is a massive radio galaxy. The galaxy spans around 16.3 million light-years. For comparison, our own galaxy is just around 106,000 light-years across. Alcyonius is around 153.77 times longer than the Milky Way. Another unsolved mystery is the existence of giant radio galaxies like Alcyonius. This huge galaxy, like many others, has a host galaxy as well as powerful jets and lobes that erupt from the galaxy's center. Scientists think that these jets and lobes are caused by an active supermassive black hole at the heart of the galaxy. As a result, these huge galaxies are among the most fascinating we've found in space. Despite the size of Alcyonius, the type of radio lobes it emits are pretty normal. In fact, our galaxy has its own radio lobe array. The most mysterious aspect of galaxies like Alcyonius is how they get so huge. Because Alcyonius is the biggest known galaxy, it continues to demonstrate how little we know about the cosmic universe around us. The Alcyonius galaxy, one of the largest objects ever found, shows how nature is driven to fill the immense expanse of space that exists and is capable of supporting life. Its accidental discovery, which is also true of many other life-changing discoveries or technology, adds to its attraction. Alcyonius, a radio galaxy, is a galaxy that has a supermassive black hole at its center. As matter falls into the black hole, it generates and releases energy in the form of two radio jets from opposite sides of the galaxy's core, which is also known as an active galactic nucleus. Radio galaxies are unusual objects that form in low-density conditions and have an estimated total linear length of at least 2.3 million light-years. Astronomers study radio galaxies to understand more about the origins and evolution of radio emissions. What is the size of the Alcyonius galaxy? Keep in mind how measurements in space, such as this galaxy, work. Scientists can only acquire astronomical photographs from one perspective, that of the Earth, which limits their ability to determine the length of a galaxy. Scientists typically measure a low estimate of total length, but in the case of Alcyonius, the low estimate is still astounding. The galaxy reaches more than 16 million light-years, which is comparable to aligning 100 Milky Way galaxies. Over 1,000 radio galaxies have been found by astronomers, but only 10 of them are longer than 10 million light-years. Alcyonius was discovered using data from the LOFAR 2-meter sky survey, or LOT. By eliminating angular compact sources and imaging at 60 and 90 resolutions, the LOT DR2 was reprocessed. The pictures obtained enabled them to study a new sensitivity area for radio galaxy lobes, and hence provide exciting evidence for the search for unknown radio galaxies of great angular length. In terms of cosmic distances, Alcyonius is rather near to Earth. It is just around 3 billion light-years away, which is still comparable to our galaxy's backyard. Astronomers say the massive galaxy occupies a sky region similar to that of the Moon. The Alcyonius discovery excited scientists because its plumes provide information on some of the most mysterious filaments of the cosmic web. The cosmic web in this context refers to the modern grown-up universe, which looks as a network of filaments and clusters. Observing galaxies, filaments, and clusters is not difficult. What is difficult is identifying the medium between galaxies, which has only been done a few times. Scientists anticipate that Alcyonius will change this. This is because Alcyonius occupies a filament, and its plumes encounter a headwind as they move through the medium. This happens with the Milky Way as well, but the difference is that it softly changes the direction and form of the plumes. For long years, researchers believed that filament properties may negatively impact the shapes and pressures of radio galaxies' plumes. Scientists have never uncovered an example of such a connection until the discovery of Alcyonius. They now show that Alcyonius plumes are so huge and uncommon that the surrounding medium may readily shape them. A supermassive black hole lurks at the heart of many galaxies, slowing the birth of new stars and so strongly influencing the galaxy's overall lifetime. This may result in dramatic scenes. The black hole can produce 2 jet streams, which catapult the building material for young stars out of the galaxy at almost the speed of light. The stardust warms up so rapidly during this violent process that it dissolves into plasma and glows in radio waves. The light was captured by an international team of researchers from Leiden, Hertfordshire, Oxford, and Paris using the Pan-European LOFAR telescope, whose epicenter is in a marshy Dutch radio dark nature reserve where your smartphone deliberately loses signal. The picture of the 2 plasma plumes is special, because never before scientists saw a structure this big made by a single galaxy. The research demonstrates that the sphere of effect of certain galaxies extends far beyond their Earth environment. How far, exactly? That is difficult to determine. Astronomical images are taken from a single point of view and therefore do not contain depth. As a consequence, scientists can only measure a portion of the radio galaxy's length, providing a conservative estimate of the whole length. Even still, the lowest limit of more than 16 million light-years is enormous, similar to 100 Milky Ways in a row. Because Earth does not have a special place in the universe, it was never expected that such a massive cosmic structure would live in our own backyard. The radio giant is 3 billion light-years distant from us. Despite the enormous distance, the giant looms as big in the sky as the moon, indicating that the structure has to have a record length. The radio eyes of the LOFAR telescope only noticed the giant just recently because the plumes are relatively faint. The scientists were able to identify the giant by reprocessing a series of old photos in such a manner that minor patterns stood out. The gigantic structure was named Alcyonius by the researchers after Ouranos, the Greek primordial god of the sky. This mythological Alcyonius was a giant who battled Heracles and other Olympians for control of the universe. A sculpture of this Alcyonius may be seen at Berlin's world-famous Pergamon altar. So, how did Alcyonius grow to be so massive? Here are some theories. The researchers that discovered Alcyonius thought it was created by a massive black hole. They discovered that Alcyonius did not stand out in the 3 properties stated above despite the fact that a large number of stars with a lot of stardust have extremely powerful jet streams. The plumes of Alcyonius may reveal information about the mostly mysterious strands of the cosmic web. The cosmic web is another term for the modern, grown-up universe, which resembles a network of threads and nodes known as filaments and clusters, respectively. The galaxies in filaments and clusters are clearly visible themselves, but finding the medium between galaxies has been achieved primarily in clusters, with a few exceptions. Because Alcyonius, like the Milky Way, lives in a filament, its plumes experience a headwind as they move across the medium. This subtly changes the plume's path and shape. They perform a slow dance with an invisible partner. For many years, scientists have argued that the shapes and pressures of radio galaxies' plumes may be related to filament features, but they have never found an example where that connection is as plausible as with Alcyonius. Alcyonius plumes are so large and rarefied that the surrounding medium may easily mold them. The cosmic web keeps its shape because the heat pressure of the medium in filaments and clusters compensates for the attraction pull of gravity. It has been obvious over the last 2 decennia that the glowing stardust emitted by jet streams from galaxies keeps the web warm. As a result, the center black holes in galaxies help to maintain the large-scale structure of our universe. This is especially interesting since black holes are far smaller than filaments in clusters. It's as if a marble-sized object controls the Earth's temperature. Mysterious origin. For the time being, it is unknown what has given Alcyonius its record length. The scientists originally considered a very huge black hole, a large stellar population, or extremely intense jet streams. Surprisingly, Alcyonius seems to be below average in all of these areas when compared to its smaller sisters and siblings. In the future, the researchers will look into whether the environments of radio galaxies may explain the growth of giants instead. We will keep you updated on the incredible space discoveries of JWST. Stay tuned for more epic content like this. We'd love to hear what you think about space discoveries and JWST in the comments section below. And thanks for watching the video. If you want to continue to learn about everything regarding incredible things, we've got 2 more video options for you on the screen to check out. And don't forget to give a thumbs up on this video if you liked it and subscribe to the Electric World channel. We upload some pretty awesome stuff here which you will most certainly enjoy. Hit a like on this video and leave a comment below. See you guys in the next one.